Bret Hart in 1993. What we got and what could have been. When it comes to telling a story in the ring, Bret Hart is one of, if not the greatest of all time. He is a wrestler that could have a match with anyone and make it look good, no matter what their skill level was. Bret Hart became the WWF champion in 1992, and his first 2 years as a singles wrestler in 1991 and 1992 were absolutely fantastic. But it was 1993 where he really showed that he was the man. Today, we are looking at the amazing year Bret Hart had in 1993, as well as the year that he was rumoured to have, which could have taken his career down a very interesting path indeed. If you love wrestling, then be sure to give the subscription button a side Russian leg sweep and hit the like button with an elbow drop before putting the notification bell in the sharpshooter. The champion. At the start of 1993, Bret Hart was walking tall as the WWF champion. His gimmick, if you could call it that, was that he would take on any challenger. His first big challenge for the WWF Championship would be against the relative newcomer Razor Ramon, who beat up Owen Hart to get Bret's attention. The two would clash at the 1993 Royal Rumble, and it was a very entertaining match. Bret would force Razor to tap out to his sharpshooter, which was quite surprising as they were doing a lot to keep Razor Ramon strong at this time. It is interesting that after Bret Hart defeated Ric Flair for the title in 1992, his two pay-per-view title defences were against future clique members Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. Let me know your thoughts on Bret Hart's first two title defences in the comments section down below. The heaviest challenge. 1993 would also be the year that the WWF would start the tradition of the winner of the Royal Rumble getting a title shot at WrestleMania, and this year's winner was Yokozuna. In the lead up to WrestleMania 9, we did get some interaction between the two. The contract signing was a lot of fun. At WrestleMania 9, we got a very rushed match between Bret Hart and Yokozuna. This was actually the first competitive match we had seen from Yokozuna. Of course, the whole thing would end with Bret losing the title due to interference from Mr. Fuji, and then Hulk Hogan would make the save and somehow walk out of WrestleMania 9 as champion. Do you think that having Hulk Hogan come out at the end to defeat Yokozuna was the right decision? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
What a startling, dynamic, you can't believe the bell.
King of the Ring. If you read Bret Hart's book, he was not exactly thrilled about the outcome of WrestleMania 9. He had had a taste of being the guy, and he was going to prove that he was, in fact, the guy. He did this at the first ever King of the Ring pay-per-view in June of 1993. On his way to winning the King of the Ring, he would wrestle Razor Ramon, Mr. Perfect, and then Bam Bam Bigelow in the finals. Each one of these matches is great and entertaining, and each one is also very different. Bret Hart put on a masterclass of wrestling this night. Each one of his 3 matches could be in contention for match of the night, while his performances in the ring were fantastic and just made the fans love him even more. He would be attacked by Jerry the King Lawler at the end of the show, setting up a feud that would last for a couple of years. Also on this night, Hulk Hogan would drop the WWF Championship back to Yokozuna in a very hokey way. Let us know where you would rank Bret Hart's performance at King of the Ring 1993. Wham Bam SummerSlam. Throughout the spring and summer of 1993, Bret Hart would be pretty consistent with appearing on Monday Night Raw. You could always count on a solid match from Bret Hart, no matter who he was in the ring with. His feud at this time was with Jerry Lawler, and they were slated to face off at SummerSlam. Now, Bret put in one hell of a shift at King of the Ring, but he actually pulls double duty at SummerSlam 1993. The King is hurt, so he gets Doink the Clown to fight for him. Bret and Doink actually have a very fun match. After this, the King attacks Bret, and then they have a match. That is 2 pay-per-views in a row where they had Bret Hart wrestle more than once. It's no wonder that fans were taking to him far more than they were Lex Luger. Towards the end of 1993, Bret would continue his feud with Jerry Lawler. Due to his constant jokes about his family, Bret's brothers would get involved. At the 1993 Survivor Series, it was supposed to be Bret, Owen, Keith and Bruce Hart facing off against Jerry Lawler and his Knights. Due to an investigation at the time, Lawler was replaced by Shawn Michaels. This is the match that sowed the seeds for the Bret vs Owen feud that would be white hot during 1994. As you have just heard, Bret Hart had one heck of an entertaining 1993. He was no doubt the superstar of the year. But where would you rank Bret Hart in 1993? Do you agree he was the best performer the WWF had? Or do you feel someone else was better? What could have been? Bret Hart's book really is fantastic. And one of the most interesting parts is the part about what his 1993 could have been. I have a link in the description where you can purchase the book, and it will help me out too. Anyway, it has been reported many times over the years, and it always makes for a very interesting discussion. The rumour is that in 1993, Bret Hart was supposed to go through the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Hulk Hogan, defending his WWF Championship against them all. It more than likely would have been Ultimate Warrior at Royal Rumble, Randy Savage at WrestleMania, and then Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam. Or what do you think? It has been said for years that photos were taken of Bret and Hulk tugging the belt. No doubt Bret Hart could have had great matches with all three guys. His match against the Ultimate Warrior is very intriguing indeed, but due to the way the Warrior was at this time, would he have been willing to tap out to the sharpshooter? Perhaps Bret would have had to win this one by DQ, countout, or something like that. Randy Savage out of the three would have been the one that no doubt would have put Bret Hart over clean. And then we come to Hogan. Is there any way that in 1993 Hulk Hogan would have put Bret Hart over clean? It is actually very hard to imagine that he would, in my humble opinion. It is very entertaining to look back and theorise what if in regards to Bret Hart's 1993. If he had done what has been said he was going to do, in 1 year, he would have taken out the old guard of the WWF. If there was one guy who could have done this and not got booed, it was Bret Hart, as the majority of fans really did respect him. What do you guys think about the supposed rumour that Bret Hart was going to take on Warrior, Savage and Hogan? Would this have made Bret Hart an even bigger star? And could you see all three of these guys actually be willing to put Bret Hart over? Thanks for watching, and let me know your views in the comments below. I'll see you in the next videos.